What's going on, people? Thank you for joining me for another one of my little beer reviews. It's Beer Monster O'Clock. Hope you're all keeping well, people. Today's review, I'll be reviewing a beer by the Robinson's Brewery. It's a new release it's a part of their Maiden range. A little collaboration thing they got going on. This is to celebrate the 11 years of their collaboration. They've released this, that's what they're saying anyway. And it's a pale ale. It's called Trooper Pale Ale, and it's 3.4% ABV. So they've claimed, they've come up with the excuse is to celebrate the 11-year calibration. We know why, really. Those that know. It's all because it's 3.4%. It says it all. Basically, they just want to milk us. They've made it 3.4%, so they're getting the lowest tax bracket, so they can make loads and loads of profit. But I can live with it in this case because it didn't used to be a different strength, and they've just lowered it to that and not told anybody, and hope nobody notices. This beer only exists and has only ever existed at 3.4%. It's brand new out, so fair dues. And what I also don't mind is the price point on it is bang on. They seem to be actually passing that saving on to us, the consumer, for a change, because it only costs you £1.19. I mean, take a look at the bottle. It's a fantastic looking bottle, well worth £1.19 if it's even half decent, really. That's not a lot of money in this day and age, is it? Is it bottle cap? Bosh. Yeah, so at least they've actually gone, right, yeah, we can brew this really cheap for tax reasons, but we're going to sell it really cheap as well. So fair play to the Robinson's Brewery. They could have just made one of their other beers the same strength without telling anybody and sold it at the same price. Like Foster's, Carlsberg, Kronenberg, 1664. Who else has done it? Let's not go into that. That's for another video. I've already made several videos about that sort of thing. But you know what I mean. Fair dues from keeping the price of the beer down. Let's pour it in the glass. We've got a lovely brown bottle as well. It's actually a nucleated glass. It's a lager glass as well, because I've got to look, to be honest, I use this glass because in my PD behind me, I've just loaded up a keg of Lowenbrau. So as soon as I finish this review, I'm going to be hitting that. So yeah, I just thought it saves dirty in two glasses. I know it's not the ideal glassware, but I don't mind them being a bit carbonated in the summer. It's a very pale, golden looking, I was going to say lager because it bloody looks like it. It's a very pale looking pale ale, clues in the name. We got a nice white head, pretty compact bubbles. The bubbles are not tiny, but they're not massive. They're sort of medium-sized bubbles, quite compact. Yeah, I mean, for £1.19, I would say that looks good enough to me. Does it smell good? Let's get the nose in there and check out the aromas of Stormtrooper Pale Ale. No, not Stormtrooper, just Trooper Pale Ale. Yeah, I'm not sure if that guy's a reference to Iron Maiden or whatever. I don't follow the band, but there's a close-up for you Iron Maiden fans. Perhaps you can enlighten me in the comments. Citrusy. Little bit of stone fruit and tropical fruit. It's got a very pleasant aroma. Nothing too crazy, just like a decent amount of citrus, stone fruit and tropical fruit blend sort of thing going on. It smells quite inviting. I'm really getting much of the malt. It smells quite simple, but it smells quite nice. I mean, you know me, 3.4%, it's not really my thing. I'm not expecting it to like wallop me around the face with flavour. It's a weak beer, but can it still hold on to a decent amount of flavour? That's my concern going into it. Let's shut up and see if it can, shall we? Cheers, everybody. Bush. You know what? It's not perfect, but it ain't half bad for £1.19 a pint. Really, you've got to take into account the price and the ABV here. Right, it's a cheap beer, but it doesn't look cheap. it tastes quite weak, but there's a bit of flavour here for 3.4%. It could taste a lot worse. I'm quite pleased with it, to be fair. For the price I paid, the flavour I'm getting, it's a little bit thin on the body, but it's weak, and it slightly watery. I guess you could go as well on the mouthfeel. It's not got the most amazing mouthfeel in the world, but it's nice and citrusy. That's the first impressions. Let's go in again and see what flavours we can pick up. It's not the most complex beer, shall we say. It's quite simple. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. It's very simple, actually. Very, very simple. But it's very refreshing. You can stick this one in your fridge, get it nice and cold, drink it on a hot day. It's a hot day, cheap hot day slammer. It's not going to set you back too much money. It's a 500ml bottle as well. £1.19, that really ain't bad. Don't go into it expecting it to blow you away, but just go into it expecting a decent beer for the money, low ABV beer that still holds some flavour, bit of a dodgy mouthfeel, and it's very citrusy. There's subtle fruit notes. There's like in the background, a bit like the aroma. It's one of them beers, it tastes like the Aroma, to be fair. You've got a bit of tropical fruit in the background, and peach for me, like a stone fruit. I think it's peach as well, but a little bit of passion fruit maybe is what I'd pick out as one of them tropical fruits. Kind of zesty bitterness on the end, not major, quite subtle, but needed bitterness, because there's not a lot to this beer, really, if I'm honest. Not a lot in the way of malt profile. Yeah, I'd say it's all right. I'm gonna go. Forget about the price. It's about a 6 out of 10 beer. But if you take into account how cheap it is, and it's sessionable, £1.19 a bottle. Value for money wise, the whole package, you're probably talking an 8, I would say. But just how much I'm enjoying the beer, regardless of price, I'll go a 6. There's not a lot to it. If you like your beers quite simple, but they do the job, refreshing and good for the summer, check it out. You're not got nothing to lose, really, have you? And let me know in the comments what you think of it, or perhaps you're drinking it while I am. Let me know if you're enjoying it or not. But yeah, I don't think you can have too many complaints for the price. It's perfectly drinkable, but not amazing. One of them sort of ones. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Smash the like button if you enjoyed this review. Consider subscribing to the channel if you've not done already, for lots of beer reviews, all different styles, perfect draft, cheap beers, expensive beers, craft beers, ales, lagers, stouts, the lots. See you next time, people. Bye bye, darlings. Bush.